Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another PCM repair, this time working on a 2004 Lincoln LS 3.9 liters V8. Customer concern is no cooling fan operation. This is very common on these vehicles. This one is the one that has variable fan speed, electric fan speed, because I think on this setup, not sure if it's on the LS or on the same engine, you can have also a hydraulic fan with solenoid and also variable speed, not a, sorry, a variable, not a variable, high and low speed controlled by a relay. Sorry. But yeah, so this is the variable speed fan. I had the VIN number of the car and I have already repaired the computer. This is for complete auto repairs. Ira Waldman, he sent this to repair. I have his business card in here so he can see it. And this is the information of the car with, it says no cooling fan. All right, so things that I want to share first. I want to go over the connections on the computer. It's are pretty simple. As you can see, I have powers and grounds and CAN bus. I got also the SPC because on this computer it can use either or, depends on what tool are you using to communicate with. But so for the computer, we can see grounds. Let me get something to point on connector 175B. So the 175B is facing the computer like this. The one on the right side, I think this one has only 58 pins. And let me get the connectors on the screen so we can properly, or I can properly assess what I'm saying so you guys can also see that. And let me put the DLC connector on the screen, just, getting some of the information again on the screen. So I want to show you, this is the DLC for this specific vehicle. And as we can see here, so we got CAN bus and pin 6 and 14, right, as normal. But we also have the standard corporate protocol SCP on pins 10 and pin 2. For programming, it will be always for uses pin 13. So depends if you're programming, the computer will communicate with these three lines and not in the CAN bus, just the way for uses is on those old vehicles. All right, going into the information, 175B is, let me bring this up. So we have 58 pins, so I was saying that correct. And the fan control is on pin 47, so we can see here. Um, Pin 47 is engine cooling fan motor control. I was also using, yes, connector 175E to see if I needed a sorry, not a the coolant temperature sensor or so, which I realistically don't need it. And that's the only reason I needed, or I was having this connector in there. Again, without the car, I have to try to reproduce and make the test properly on here, right? It's very easy on the car, not the same in here, but well, so we don't need this one. And this is a 60 pin connector. So we got 75E, 75, again, C175E, C175B, and this will be the C175D for transmission. Okay, so let me just see. Well, going back to the diagram that I was showing, so we haven't connected once. I'm just going to remove the C, which is just for connector. On the 175B, we got grounds on pins 24, 25, 26, 27, and also on pins 23. We got power coming into pins 44, 32, 33. We got the AC pressure switch, and this is all for the cooling system, right? For the cooling fan system to operate on the car. We have also the cylinder head temperature sensor, which is again on connector 175E. This is everything that is included or is not included. That is part of the system. And then we have the engine cooling fan motor. This is a small module because as you can see, we have the motor being controlled here. So this will be at the fan and it has a small circuitry because it's going to send a pulse width modulation signal and it has a power coming from the auxiliary junction box and it's a 15 amp fuse that will supply power for that, and power for the actual fan is on this other wire that is hot all the time and it's a 60 amp fuse and then a constant ground for the whole thing, right? Because it's not just for the motor, it's also for the microprocessor. Um, Description, very important always when you're working on a system. Read, get familiar with the operation, see if you can perform a variable, a test, even like myself, in the bench, and then confirm the repairs, right? So PCM outputs, I'm going to go down to the one we need, which is the cooling fan. And this is what I was telling you about on the FCB. That's that pin 47 coming from the PCM, and this is the LS8, right? So we have, this is what I will read. If it's 0 to 4, it's 100% the full maximum. 4 to 6, 100% do the cycle. 6 to 12 is off. 12 to 16, and so on, right? But now I can read what the FCB is, because they, let me just make sure I found that bar that I was reading. Let me just see. The PCM control the fan speed and operation using, yes, right here. So let me get, I always try to do this, and as always, I should have done it. Let me see. Yeah, the circle. Perfect. So what I'm reading, so you guys can see what it is that I am actually reading. This is a little weird to use on PDF. That's the maximum. So let me just see if I can make this bigger. All right, so this is what I'm reading. So I'm just going to make it smaller so you guys can see just a line. So above that line or below, so it's not in the way, is what I'm reading. So it says for variable speed electric fans, the PCM controls the fan speed and operation using a duty cycle output on the fan control. Variable FCB, again, remember this repeats and repeats, circuit, the fan controller located at or integral on the engine cooling fan assembly, receives the FCB command and operates the cooling fan at a speed requested by varying the power applied to the fan motor. So it's a pulse width modulated signal, and this is again what that response will be depending on that duty cycle. I think that's all I need to. Oh no, there is another piece of the puzzle that I want to show you here, and this is very important. So I went over to cooling fans and find this information, which is, it was key for me to repair this. So on this testing, it says check the FCV circuit, right? So connect a 1.8 kilo ohm resistor between the FCV and B plus circuit and the CH at the CF cooling fan harness connector. So in this case, is that 47 signal. So I have that in here, this red wire. Right here, I got my oscilloscope, and I have also this green wire, which I'm now providing a 1.6 ohm kilo ohm, sorry, 1.6 kilo ohm resistor to battery power coming from my power supply. And I have, as I mentioned before, powers and grounds and communications in there. So, and it tells me that this simulates a cooling fan circuit. Excellent, because that's what I need to make sure that I can do. With this, I can then now run the fan. Let me see if I am in the actual best part, because there is a few tests. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so it says connect the 1.6 kilo ohm resistor between the FCB and B plus circuits. The fan, desimulate the cooling fan, measure the voltage between, I don't need, I know what voltage I have. Key on, engine off, a scan tool connected, enter the output test mode. I mean, output, we know that about directional controls on the scanner, and command the low speed fan on. The rest I can care less. All right, so that is a very good information, and I needed that to test the fan because I have the oscilloscope connected. I'm going to power up the computer, and I'm going to do it without that so you guys can see. Oh, it's very important if I turn this on. First, that we can read the bin number. The last digits of the bin number should be 643681. And it is 643681, so that is the correct vehicle. I want you to see that right now with the computer on and talking, I am connected to the pin 47 right here. I'm not supplying that signal through the resistor, and we see absolutely nothing on the scanner. There is nothing in there. I mean, on the oscilloscope, not the scanner. So I'm going to select the computer, and we're going to try to do the bidirectional control, and we will see that is absolutely nothing either going on. All right, so the ignition is on. Let's just finish the settings of the scanner because this is very important. So if you get this problem on the car, this same test you can perform in the car and you will be good to go. All you need is a decay box, the same thing I'm using here. All right, so we're going to use the PCM. With this, you remove the fan completely from the equation. If the fault goes away, what do you need? A fan. It needs a fan module. If it sells separate, then you can check the motor by applying power and ground and see how much amperage is that motor consuming. But realistically, if the module went bad, it's most likely because the fan is drawing too much amperage. All right, so we're going to go into actuation test. I'm using the top-down Phoenix Max in here. Very good tool for this car, not a problem. All right, so we're going to select fan control. This will be only for the fan. All right, so I'm going to add data stream so we can see the results of what is actually happening now. Select those, and as it is, all right, there is no control, and this is what the system is seeing. If I select this on, immediately it's trying to select it, but it says cooling fan driver fault, yes, error, error, and we see nothing, no change in the signal whatsoever. So let me turn this off. Now I'm going to inject that voltage through the 1.6 kilo ohm resistor, and guess immediately what we get? A duty cycle immediately. So the computer will not activate that driver inside the computer unless it's seeing that voltage through the circuitry of the actual fan motor module, right? So right now we got, I'm going to also, with picoscope, you can do measurements. So I'm going to select, let me see, um, should be silk cycle time. Let me see if that is, no, not time. I don't want time. I want to see positive duty cycle. Yes, that should be, and that should be good enough size on the eye. So I'm going to now command it on, and now we got no error, and we can see the duty cycle. And look at the amount of duty cycle, 90.72%. You see the difference? So I'm going to now focus yourself on the screen, and I'm going to turn it off. So we go from 90 to 10. So, and remember, this is a positive duty cycle. So we only have the 10% positive duty cycle. When I turn it on, we got a 90% positive duty cycle. So this is, I might be reading it backwards, but I realistically don't care. If you want to set it to negative duty cycle, we can do that. If we go over to measurements, I can add another one, negative duty cycle. So we can see both in there. So yes, now the positive is 10.73, so the difference is the negative is 80 point something. If I turn this off, those numbers should change, and we can see that that is indeed happening. So yes, you can read both, and now you know what is happening. But what is this telling me? Now that this computer is 100% fixed, and this is how you test the circuit. Yes, if you are in a problem in the car and you don't know where the problem lies, you can do this exactly same test. You can either depin the PCM connector, or let's just not do that. Let's follow the wire all the way to the cooling fan connector, making sure that you use a continuity test to find out which one is pin 47, and then you put that 1.6 kilo ohm resistor to battery positive, which you have right there at the fan connector because you got a 60 amp fuse which is always on, and that's it, right? So if you do the test and now you have no more errors, definitely the fan control is the problem. If you still have the problem, you will, because you are connected at the fan, you will have to come to the computer. And that's what I always try to do the test at the computer, because if you haven't opened on the wiring, you will still have to come back in here. But if you are there and everything passes, you know now that your harness and everything is good. So at least I guess it's a good test too, because you want to make sure that you have no problems on the harness, right? So if you do it at the fan and now it passes, you're good to go. Put a fan on the car and you are set. All right, guys. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. I hope you understand all the tests that I'm not just trying to show a computer working and fix. I'm also trying to share all these tests you can perform in the field as a technician and then properly diagnose a vehicle. All right, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.